Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We're here for the Oceania Sevens, Australia taking on Tonga. As you can see, new scoreboard, and that is mainly because there is not a lot of information about these games on the Tongan side. There are quite a few great names in there, and I'm looking forward to seeing them all take to the field now. But they are going to be taking on the Australians, who were defeated by New Zealand yesterday, and also they were defeated by Fiji. So not the best run for Australia at this point in time, but there's a good chance that we could see them getting themselves a win over Tonga here. But do let me know your score predictions of this matchup. I do actually have to update the scoreboard by hand, so hopefully it's all smooth and we are going to be able to do it in an efficient manner. But looking through at this Tongan starting lineup, you'd have to say, depending on who they go with, of course, because it will be different from the last match that we did see from Tonga, but that was up against Fiji, and they did put up a decent fight in that game. I'm looking forward, probably out of all the players to see, is Tavita Halafihi. I would say I'm looking forward to seeing him. And then also, if we're looking through at players who are in their Rugby World Cup 2019 squad, I believe there's actually only one player who fits that mold, and that is the man who I actually have in the thumbnail. And at this stage, I'm looking for him on the list. I hope he's there. He might have been taken out. We also got the ARDA from Katie. We also got there Brandon and Johnny Long and Strong. Hope you guys are all doing well. But they're interviewing the Australian Sevens, the coach at the moment. And also, good morning, Seth. No, Mum. Hope you are doing well. But yeah, we didn't actually end up doing any of the Oceania Sevens yesterday, but we are going to be doing all the matches today and all of the matches tomorrow as well. So these Tongan names, I will mention, they won't be the best for my pronunciation at the very start, purely because of the fact that I haven't actually ever done a commentary for a Tongan Sevens matchup. I'm looking forward to the opportunity. And yeah, I'm hoping that they have a good game up against the Australians here. If you're wondering why I'm looking way over this way, that is because I am looking at the screen, which is quite wonky, I guess you could say, compared to where the camera normally is. And Brandon Scrum last night, Mum. And there, as I says, it was Johnny Long and Strong. And yeah, I hope you are doing very well, mate. Hope you're excited for the Māori ABs taking on Ireland in only a little bit. Few days to go. It's going to be awesome. And we will be doing the commentary on the channel as well, alongside hopefully the Curry Cup later on tonight. But we'll see how we're getting on. We might be asleep by then, depending on the time that we do have to get up for tomorrow. But now they are just interviewing the Australian coach. I believe they said that it was at 11 o'clock kickoff. That doesn't seem to be the case, though. If it's 11:05, we are possibly looking at about 5 minutes late for all of the games that we have got coming up for today. But do let me know your score predictions for this one. I want to say that Tonga keep it close, but more than likely, I think it's going to be Australia by 12. I think it also, we have got there, Amish, I'm not going to sleep. Amish, I am do this for you, guy. And there, so says Brandon, although if you do need to sleep, I do always recommend sleep, because at the end of the day, sleep, very important. And also, Amish, bro, what about your bro, Cullen Grace, being eligible for the Māori ABs? He's taking the piss, or is that is this true? Says Johnny Long and Strong. I mean, I don't actually know him well enough to be able to know completely about like where he's kind of come from in the heritage department. But I know that when me and Mum were talking about it, I guess we were trying to work out. And the thing is, all you need is a little percent, and there must be a little percent somewhere along the lines that does get him eligible for the Māori AB. So he is going to be out there. But now Tonga, they are making their way out onto the field, and also the Australians are now. You'll see me do this a little bit today, and that is taking screenshots of what I'm seeing on the screen. So that is going to be Stu Dunbar, Dietrich Roach, Nathan Lawson, Bury, and also out there Gonzalez, Turner, and Watkins. And also as Barbarians versus Spain being shown anywhere. Is it on Stan, Xavier? Because if it's not on Stan, then it probably isn't anywhere that I really know of, unfortunately. But it is going to be Pakalani, also Tongatea, Fualolo, Tuifolo, or Tafolo, then Sunia, Osika, and Viamatu, or this is a tough one, Via Mata Tahau. Hopefully that wasn't too bad for the pronunciation of that one as well. But now we are just about to get underway. Tonga will be kicking off this matchup, and the second day of the Oceania Sevens. We are now underway, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully my scoreboard behaves itself, and also the names, though, says Johnny Longstrong. It's certainly going to be a tricky one, and also Sky Sports showing it. I can VPN it. I don't believe so. I haven't seen it on their, I guess, schedule, when they didn't actually do Barbarians versus England. So I'd assumed that one would have been the bigger game they would do out of the two. But at the moment, James Turner hanging on to that one. I wonder if he's any relation to Josh Turner. Dietrich Roach, though, passing across Australia in possession currently. Trying to step nicely, Matthew Gonzalez looking for space on the inside, being played in Pukekohe for these matches. And that looks like it could be a Tongan turnover here. Nope, it's just taken straight back by Australia. Now Dietrich Roach. Looks like all the position going one way at the moment, and that is the way of the green and gold, I was going to say, but more green than gold today with almost an away sevens kit. Currently having to go straight back now. Dietrich Roach once again gets to the Tongan defence. It's in a great line, and it's not really allowing them through, although now there's starting to be a little bit more space opening up for Turner. Ball off to Roach, and now he breaks through. No one's catching him once he's gone. And Dietrich Roach, he will be scoring the first try of the match for the Australians. And Dietrich Roach, now we'll see whether or not my scoreboard behaves itself. Boom, boom, pow. There we go. We've got 5 points on the board for Australia. And also, did you cover the top 14 final? I didn't actually end up covering it, but I did end up watching it. Montpellier, in that first kind of 15 minutes or so, we're just on another level. I just kept scoring and scoring again. I don't actually know the full-time score, though, because I did close my eyes for just a little bit. And then all of a sudden, it was about 10:30, and it was time to get up for the sevens. Hello, Betty, says Brandon. Hello, people, says Betty Wagon. Hope you are doing well, mate. Straight out in front here for Dietrich Roach. Does kick that one straight over, and now the score is 7-0 in favour of the Australians. So Tonga actually yet to touch the ball other than the kickoff at this point in time. And also, hey, howdy, hey, brother, hope you're well. So here's Katie there, but it will now be Australia kicking off this one. They started pretty well. I see the Flying Fijians warming up in the background in New Zealand. They're certainly going to have a challenge because that is going to be their next opponent. No one really wants to have Fiji first thing in the morning. I feel like that is one that, like, you need your body to warm up to. And heaps of Tongan flags waving around on their cars, etc. And so Fox today, he says, Nazi Williams, that was a nice kickoff, but it's going to be taken nicely now by, of course, the longest name in the Tongan side. It was V Mata Tauhau. But now, hanging on to this one, only a few metres out from their own line. Nice run from Pakalani. These names, they're going to start rolling off the tongue soon, and then we won't see Tonga play in sevens for a good, few months, and then it'll be unfortunate. But currently now, passing back across. Oh, that's dropped. And Australia, they've got the possession back. Matthew Gonzalez, ball nicely on the outside. Watkins hangs on to it 10 metres out from the line. 3 minutes left in this first half as well, I should mention. Or 4 minutes, in fact, it is. I've got my clock counting down, whereas their clock is counting up. That's going to be Turner now. Ball on the outside to Dietrich Roach. And he will get himself his second try of the match already. Dietrich Roach, he'll be thinking this is a pretty easy one. And also, Oceania, sorry, wrong name. Says it was Nazi Williams and also MMT, good Kiwis. Says Johnny Long and Strong, but that is going to be another try. And I would assume another conversion here for Dietrich Roach to be able to get us 14-0 now in favour of the Australians. For a moment, we're going to go like this because it is early morning. Hay fever's going to give me a good old boot to the mush. So we'll go like that. I can't remember the last time I was up this early after actually sleeping for a bit, to be honest, which sounds really bad because it's 11:08. But I think the last time I was actually up this early was probably when I went on a car ride somewhere, because I had to be up kind of early. And also, Tonga has cancelled your visa due to your pronunciation of the Tongan words. I don't think I'm going to Tonga anytime soon for some sort of commentary role, but we'll keep on working on it, of course. Going to be passed across now from Osika. Ball on the outside for Lalo. Hangs on to that one, sitting only 25 metres out now from their line. It's a penalty to Australia, though. And also, I wish Kiwis and All Black supporters were as passionate as the MMT supporters. Says it was Johnny Long and Strong. Dunbar looking to go through a gap. He was sensational recently. That's going to be a knock-on from Turner. And now Dietrich Roach hanging on to that one, but it's a knock-on now, and it becomes a scrum feed in favour of Tonga. I realise my scoreboard has gone to sleep. There we go. It has now worked out. It's not actually a mile off in terms of the time that I've got left compared to the time that they've got. I'm just going to look in between the two, admiring that it was almost right, even though I have one job, which was press the button when the game started, and I think I messed up by a few seconds, but it's all right. And also good to go, Tonga find you a gold-toothed girlfriend with bigger cars than you. There's Johnny Long, so a question for you, Brandon. Yeah, let me know. Now hanging on to this one for Tonga, only a few metres out from their own line. Going to be a big step. It doesn't look like, oh, it's a great low tackle made on Tonga, the captain, and they're saying he's from Counties Manukau. Oh no, it's another knock on from Tonga. This is not a good start to the morning for the handling side of things. And now the Australians will have themselves another scrum. And also, Tongans really bring that support. There's Nazi Williams. And of course, later on tonight, it is going to be Tonga taking on New Zealand in the league side of things. I know that there's a couple overlaps. I think New Zealand play Australia tonight. No, New Zealand might play Tonga tonight, actually, in the Sevens as well, which we are going to be covering on the channel. And then also Australia taking on Fiji. So pretty big games coming up later on today. And then we are doing all of it tomorrow as well. Dietrich Roach now, 25 out. Nice inside ball. And that is going to be the try. First touch for a 5-pointer, they have said, for the number 13, the youngster, the Aussie, whose name I've forgotten, but he is going to be scoring. I haven't seen him before, which was it Morrison, I think it was. Yes, it is. Went straight through. And that is another try for Australia. This is pretty one-sided at this point in time. And also we've got the Kiwis, Let's Go Kiwis, and also the Auckland City Police will have their hands full tonight with all the horsey MMT people. And also, Christian Yamish, what is your favourite rugby seven in London? London. Geez, that was a little while ago, wasn't it? I quite enjoyed Samoa Fiji, though, just because, like, you're always going to see that physicality. They're just going to run into each other extremely hard, and you know that it's going to be a good fight between them. And also, Manby, you may be cooking, or you be cooking the eggs, is Nazi Williams. It is, but now that is going to be this halftime siren as long as this ball goes out, which it looks like they don't really want it to. Halafihi has been tackled. Now, what do they decide to do for Tonga? They decide to drop it forward, unfortunately, and that's going to be the end of the half. Pakalani not quite able to hang on to that one, and hand turn pig spits Tongan style, says Johnny Longstrong. I have no idea what that means, but I can say that I've got some bacon arriving today, if that has any relation, which I don't think it does, but I'm quite excited for my bacon. Halftime in this game, 21-all. That's a lie. 21-0 in favour of Australia. Tonga, though, they want to fight back here. And we'll have to wait and see exactly how it does end up going for them. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We've got a next game coming up just around the corner. That is New Zealand taking on Fiji. And then the game after that, it is New Zealand taking on Fiji. And then the game after that is New Zealand taking on Australia. Do you think I was going to say it 3 times in a row? Australia to win this comfortably, says Daniel Cox. And also, I'm coming to your house now, says Patty. Well, can you bring the bacon? Because it's not here yet. And it would be nice if it was. And also, question 2 for you, Hamish. I'm working on What a Pro. Our season 3 of the shows, maybe be a pro. Might be a good option. Who wants to come? I feel like if you say there's free bacon, everyone on the whole block's going to turn up. Because who turns down free bacon? I've just realised if we've got any vegetarians watching, I do apologise for all of this talk of bacon and whatnot. I was going to try and say something that made it sound a bit better. I was going to say something like the pigs were happy, but I don't know. They aren't now. It's 21-0 for Australia, as we currently sit. I want to come over. I'll bring the cone, says Johnny Long and Strong. As well, there's a Tongan flag and the crowd in Pukekohe. I hope this is going to be a nice day overall. No rain around, because if we get a full day worth of rugby, that will be very useful. So what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to click reset. There we go. And that's got 7 back on the clock. I think I'm starting to work out the scoreboard business. It's only taken me 2 years. And I'll say you are not right. Season 3, says Brandon there as well. But it will be Dietrich Roach kicking off this one. We're going to click the button that starts the half. We are now ready to go. Dietrich Roach kicks it off, and like they're saying, Tonga, they've got a big mountain to climb here, but it's going to be taken nicely. And first of all, a lot better handling already in the early stages for Lolo. Did have it there. Now back, Pakalani, nice pass. Good attack and run from Tonga. This is better. And this, oh no, he's dropped it. Okay, Fiaki puts it down. That was unfortunate because it looked good for a second. And then Tonga, unfortunately, did put the ball down and never apologised to the vegans. They can all get stuff to eat their meatless meat. Johnny Long and Strong. And also we have got the vegetable-based meat with that beers. And also we've got their stacks of butter on fresh white bread with fried bacon and onion oosh. Now I'll pass it. Oh, it's dropped again. This is hard to watch. for Tonga. I know how strong they can be. This is just not working out for them, though, unfortunately. That time, it was Halafihi who puts it down. I think we jinxed them a little bit for Tonga. They have put the ball down plenty of times throughout the early stages. 8 minutes through this game now. There we go. My scoreboard is now updating. Also, Oosh sounds divine. There's Johnny Long and Strong, but currently, oh no. Have they turned off their, no, they haven't turned off their clock. Okay, we're good. Now they'll probably, I would consider turning off my clock now because there's a player down. But then I don't want to turn it off unless they turn theirs off. Because or else then, okay, we're good. They haven't turned off their clock. And also Tonga won't even score, calling it now. That's probably a decent shout at the moment. I look like I've got a rat's tail at the moment. And now, wait, is time back on? Or is time off? Because this is used up about 2 minutes if it isn't off. Okay. Oh, Tonga Rugby League jersey, of course, later on they're playing, and also show us. Says Betty, nah, it's all good. It's just pretty much my hair. I'm trying to hide it, so it's just behind there, and time is going. Says Katie Dixon there, but that is going to be nicely done. A little bit slippery out there early on. Okay, Dietrich Roach has just kicked it across to one of his teammates, and it's worked very well, although now it's going to be the penalty because he was in front of them. Tonga looking to take the quick tap, nowhere near the mark for Halafihi, so he's got to pass it back across. Now taking the tap, and we are ready to go now. It will be, I believe, I want to say it was Pakalani there. That ball, and like they're saying in Tonga, they were a lot closer in their game up against Fiji, but now this is the opportunity to try and get a backline movement going. We haven't seen more than 3 passes made yet without the ball being dropped. Mahi offloads it nicely. Still hanging on to it. This is a lot better from Tonga, and once they get that free-flow and offload game going, that seems to be when they really start shining. It's going to be a penalty to Tonga as well. And also we got the 7 minutes that will go so quick that does. And it's literally just over straight away pretty much. And also with a couple of gherkins on it to make the veggies happy, or the Vigos happy. Then this is Nazzy Williams. Now passing across in soy-based proteins and no meat, we'll end up with big fat belly and man boobs like Bill Gates. Is Bill Gates a vegan? But that's now going to be the penalty to Australia. Stu Dunbar wasn't quite on the mark. Now he has taken the quick tap. He's got the man on the outside if he needs him, and he does choose to use him. Nice run. And once again, Australia, as soon as they've made a sub, that man has come on the field, and that will be the penalty, or not the penalty, the try, sorry. And also, are you going to stream Kiwi versus Tonga? MMA tonight, Amish Docs. Says Johnny Long and Strong. We were considering it, but then I didn't realize that the Sevens actually completely overlaps with it. So I think more than likely we are going to be doing the 4 Sevens games, but also throughout those games, keeping you updated with what's happening in the rugby league. And then after that, I'll probably end up kind of watching the rest of the game by myself, possibly. But yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate with the overlap, as I didn't actually realize the Oceania Sevens were on until about 10 hours ago. And then I went, oh yeah, Sevens. So then that is why we are up this early, I guess is a good way of putting it. But it's 28-0 at the moment. And there are still 2.5 minutes left on the clock, although it could actually be about 4 or 5 minutes, depending on whether or not the clock has been stopped at the ground, just not on the scoreboard type thing as well. And also, we've got that Ubeka in episode 5, says Brandon. I would assume you, Brandon, maybe, if I'm not wrong. And also get your mum and dad to stream it. Amish says Daniel, I mean, I could, but I think they're going out for tea, possibly. They could go to the local pub, though. Oh, that's a knock-on. Deliberate knock-on as well, unfortunately, which normally leads to a yellow. It is. And now Paula Mahi has to go off the field for the next 2 minutes. So it gets from bad to worse for Tonga here. Just a little bit more time left on the clock. And now the quick tap will be able to be taken by Australia, sitting 28-0 up with only 1 minute 50 left on the clock now. I wonder what George is up to. I can see if George wants to stream it. That's nicely done. Matthew Gonzalez taken down low, but gets straight back up to his feet after Fiaki makes the tackle. Gonzalez ball on the outside now, looking for the little grubber. And quite a few of those well-known Australian names aren't actually playing in just this matchup. No Corey Toole that we have seen so far, but I believe he might be coming off the bench. I called it. As I says, Daniel. Now, only a minute and a half left. They still have slight opportunity maybe to score it. And also, is my ex-Mrs. Tyler Nathan Wong playing today? Is she your ex-Mrs.? Nazzy Williams, because I know that we're split into 2 sides For New Zealand, it is going to be the Black Ferns Pungo and the Black Ferns Ma, which anyone who doesn't know what Pungo and Ma means, pretty much Ma is white. So it's the Black Ferns white. And then Pungo is black. So it's the Black Ferns black, which I mean is an interesting name, seeing as it's already got black in it once. So it's kind of the black ferns and the white black ferns, which is kind of white and black makes grey. So it's the grey ferns and the double black ferns, which I don't think really sounds right when you say that. But now out wide, Australia looking to try and break through. Or the youngster gets tackled. And Ozabet Kurito got teased and a hard time at school. He has got that kind of, he's got a face of like a classic, like kind of Australian, if that makes sense. So I feel like he would have been quite popular. Or all that was just a Jersey scrag from Matthew Gonzalez. It's done the job, though. It's going to be another penalty to Tonga and Australia, the thoughts, says Dazzy Williams. Now charging forward once again. Ball almost available. It looks like Australia, they've been able to steal it back. Matthew Gonzalez passes off to Dunbar. Rush defence, and it's a nice low tackle now out to James Turner. He just steps around, and that sounded like the full-time siren, but it will not be the end of the scoring yet. That's going to be another one for Australia. And also we've got that tool, says Nazzy Williams. And also, Daniel, you did call it. It is 28-0. Oh, sorry, it's now 35-0 at full time. Wait a minute. I've just realized that noise, was that this? Did you guys also hear the I thought it was something that they had at Pukekohe, but that might have actually been my scoreboard that made the noise like it was the end of a quarter in the NBA. That was a good start to the match and a good finish for Josh Turner. His name Josh? No, it wasn't. James Turner. That's the one. They actually still have a kickoff coming, though. Now, Australia, like they're saying, it's a young side and it is building towards the World Cup that is coming up and not too far at all. It's going to be in Cape Town, and we will be covering most of those matches on the channel. It's going to be slapped back onto the Aussie side. They look like they want one more try as well, and it looks like there should be a good chance. He's gone straight through. He's got nice speed going. Meredith. And that will be another try for Australia. I know a guy whose last name was also his first name. I ran out of breath and could think the first name to press Shift C and reuse last name, says Johnny Long and Strong. I mean, it's easy to remember though, isn't it? When you think about it. So I feel like that is very useful. That's going to be the try at the very end of this match for Australia. They will be winning this game 42-0. Next game is just around the corner, and that is going to be New Zealand versus Fiji. We are just about to pop over to that live stream. So thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all in about 2 minutes' time for the next one.